Really interesting report that Linda Trevino, who's a management professor out of Penn State, came up with. It was in the California Management Review, and she breaks culture down into a couple different categories. Do we have shared values? And a good example of that is Johnson and Johnson and Tylenol, where they had this credo that they said, "Here's how we're going to do things." And the credo is a wonderful example of stakeholder analysis as opposed to stockholder analysis. So, the Johnson and Johnson credo said, we value our customers. We value the healthcare providers that recommend our customers. We value our employees and the communities in which we live. And if we take care of all those people, then the company will get a fair return on their investment. So that's shared values. Second is the tone of the organization. And everybody who writes about the tone of the organization or corporate culture always talks about the tone at the top, tone at the top, tone at the top, which is important. But you know what? I'm not at the top. And you know who controls my life? My boss and my boss's boss. So we have to look at the tone at the top, but what's also called the mood at the middle and the buzz at the base. Next is procedural justice. Do I think that if that there's a process that I can surface a complaint and you know what? I've brought a lot of whistleblowers to campus. They don't necessarily want rewards. They want to get this information out there and then just don't bother me. Don't let this impact my career. So can I surface these kind of problems and can I understand how you're going to do that? And then the last one is willingness to bring bad news forward, which again deals with whistleblowers and why, you know, do I think I can do this and not have it come back to haunt me? So I think that all goes into the question of how do we develop a good corporate culture? And I think that trust is going to be one of the values that we look at in that corporate culture. And that really goes to the question of that trust bank, if you will. It's the repeated good deeds that we see you doing that we say, oh, well, they said they were going to do this and they did it. Well, that's great. Now I have more trust in them. So I think it's the repeated good deeds by the organization that engenders or increases the trust that I have in them, but also looking at the importance of corporate culture.